Hello, and welcome to today's talk. During our discussion today, we are going to brush up against mental health. So, I'd like to take some time, before we begin, to encourage anyone struggling with mental health issues to seek professional guidance. There is no video on YouTube that can replace the one-on-one care of a professional. If you are on the fence and don't know whether you need to seek professional help, that, by itself, is a good indicator that it's worth looking into. Please know, whatever part of your journey you are on, you do not need to go it alone. There is support out there. There are people that truly care and want to help. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to talk about failure and the impact it has in our lives and on our art making. Now, I can't know exactly what brought you to this video, but I can tell you this: whatever struggles you are having surrounding failure are not your fault. In the Western world, we are surrounded by systems and a culture that praises success and punishes failure. We see this most commonly in an academic setting, which is unfortunate because using success and failure with such a limited scope can really inhibit learning, not just with art, but with all things. So if you've had questions like, why do I fail so often? Why does it hurt so badly? Why does it stop me from doing what I love? Or even, am I a failure? Then keep watching. We're going to address all of that and more. As artists, we all share a common goal. We want to get better at our art making. And this is an awesome goal to have. For a lot of us, it's what drew us to art. That never-ending grind of self-improvement. It's just fascinating to think about spending our entire lives working towards building up our craft in art. But this can cause us to focus on the results of our efforts. We want those results to look good for ourselves, to impress others, or to maybe someday make a profit. And that's all fine. Those are all good things to want. But we need to be careful about how much weight we place on the success of the outcomes of our art making. All things in this world have a natural tendency to reach an equilibrium. And the counterbalance to success is failure. So the larger the weight we place on success, naturally, the larger a weight will be placed on failure in our lives. And this fear of failure can lead to a creative paralysis. It's what causes that feeling of sitting in front of a blank piece of paper and having nothing that you want to make. It's not that you lost your creativity. It's not that you don't want to make anything. It's not that you no longer love art making. But that fear is having your brain automatically filter out all the ideas that you would otherwise latch onto. Your brain is getting rid of them to protect you from embarrassment of failure. And this feeling can be so strong that it even exists if we're drawing or painting alone and we know that no one will ever see what we're working on. It can follow us even there. So we need to reframe the way that we use success and failure. And remember, it's not our fault. This heavy weight that we place on success comes from that rigid structure of academics, where success is praised and failure is punished. Of course we're striving for success, and of course we're afraid of failure. That's what we were raised to be. But instead of using them in such a limited scope, we can switch our minds and build new pathways to use them as tools of reflection. Success is just a mirror that shows us our past. Success shows us the hard work that we've put in to get where we are today. And that hard work should be praised. That hard work should be acknowledged and appreciated. It's okay to be proud of the successes you've had because it's showing you all the work that you've done. And failure, it's not something to be afraid of or something to be punished or viewed as a negative aspect. Failure is just showing us the future. It's showing us where we have yet to go and what we have yet to become. Both success and failure are just a tool of reflection. They are not tied to our worth as a person. Making good art does not make me a good person, and therefore, making bad art does not make me a bad person. Instead, we can take a deep satisfaction in the effort that we put into our art making. We can focus on the act of drawing, painting, learning, and growing, and not the results, and that will grant us a true freedom. A freedom to play, to explore and learn in a way that being shackled to success would never allow. So take pride in the work you put in, and be excited when failure shows you your future path. Now, this mindset shift will not occur overnight, so please give yourself the grace and time you need to overcome a lifetime of being praised and punished for a natural part of the learning process. But know that you do have the strength inside you to chip away at and overcome the fear that brought you to this video. You just need to take it one step at a time. As with all great things, this was not a solo effort on my part. I have stood on the shoulders of the giants that came before me to present the material in this video. Two giants I would like to specifically mention are Uncomfortable from Drawbox.com and Steven Zapata. I'll link their videos covering this topic down below. If you found this helpful, you will enjoy them as well. Thank you for joining me today. So long, and take care.